RAUSCH Games! Hello, and welcome back to RAUSCH Games here on YouTube. We are playing some Minecraft tonight. If you were one of those that watched my little channel update video this week and listened to the horror stories of my hard drive problem, then you know that for whatever reason, in losing a lot of data, dating back to May, actually, I somehow lost my Minecraft save that had our Thursday night 1.5.2 series up to date. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. It is gone forever. The poop sheep that we penned and we're going to make a giant corporation out of, well, they're gone. So, what we're doing tonight, I've got some stuff in my inventory. I've got diamond armor on. I have a Steve skin. That's terrible. I forgot I changed that. I was helping somebody out with a project the other night. We are actually on the server, oh god, called the Society that I play on. I'm on fire, but for a little bit. I brought you here just so we could play some kind of Minecraft tonight, do a quick little video here, because I've been kind of conflicted as to where I want to move forward with my Thursday night Minecraft games. I still want to bring you half-hour episodes. I just don't know how I want to play the game anymore. So I figured I'd bring you here and show you what I've been working on. We are in my swamp. We are pretty close to the spawn here in the Society. And, you know, you can see some buildings off in the distance. We're going to take a little tour tonight, and we'll see where we go from here. But I'm going to preface this video by saying that we are currently, I don't want to say in debate, but we're in strong discussion over two things for the server. First of all, I am railing heavily for a rename. I feel like the Society is a bit generic, and we're thinking of some kind of funny, goofy, weird stuff to name it, and we'll see how that goes. The other thing is, we are voting right now, the people that are here on the Society, the whitelisted members, for a potential server reset, which I have to admit I am pretty friggin' excited about, because I'm considering bringing my Thursday night recordings of Minecraft to this server to show you all my other friends that I play with and kind of get their personalities out there. And I feel like dropping in the middle of all my projects and their projects, and people have been here longer than others, I feel like it won't do our creativity justice. I feel like if we all start at ground zero and kind of, you know, begin building at the same time, it'll really be a better program for you, the viewers. And a few people here are actually considering starting recording. And they want to do it in conjunction with me, you know, whenever possible, which is cool. And I feel like if we all, you know, start up again and just start a whole new server up out of it, refresh the map and everything, we'll have a lot of fun. And we'll probably do it a little bit like the guys from Minecraft, where we stick close to spawn, and then once 1.7 comes out, the giant terrain update, then we'll all start pushing out and, you know, forging our own way in the world. But that's only if we do indeed vote to reset the server. So for tonight, before I decide whether or not we're, you know, going to be playing here again next week, if we don't reset the server, if the vote goes against it, then I will just play here. I may finish a few projects up here in my little spawn swamp area, and then maybe I'll head out and start just fresh completely, like throw all of my items into lava and start again somewhere way far out on the map that hasn't been touched yet. So anyway, we're going to tour what I have been doing just to give you guys an idea of what this server is like. So we are in the swamp here, we are in my territory, and here we go. Welcome to the Swamp Population 1, because I'm the only person that lives here, but I put that sign up because I had this idea that I wanted to make it a little swamp village, and I wanted to get villagers to come in here and everything, and it just never really crystallized because I haven't played on here in a while. But anyway, we're going to cross through the boundary into my lands, and I basically had a couple of huts set up where I had wanted to lure zombie villagers and, you know, cure them. Not the best setup, but I've never really tried it before either, and believe it or not, no zombie villagers. So, sad. Never got to happen. But anyway, we have a little walkway. We're heading back this way. Not sure where this block went, but as I mentioned, I haven't been on in a while, and this does indeed look like a creeper, so could have been a couple of people coming my way. But here's another little hut that I had set up for the curing, and this one was a little bit easier. It would have been a little bit easier where you lure him in behind you, and then you come out this way and you can't open the door, and you walk away and just throw the apple, potion, whatever, let him do his thing. I've got all my grounds torched off, you know. For whatever reason, I chose the swamp, and it gets really annoying between the slimes and all the monsters and everything at night, but this is the random lava pit that was in my swamp, and I warn you to watch yo step, because people fall in there. Coming over this way, I have certainly been playing around with the sugar canes along my shoreline. I chose this spot actually because I was scared coming away from spawn when I first started playing, and I found this ravine that goes down. Ended up being kind of a dud. Didn't really have anything. I obviously never found it important enough to get that iron right there. But I built my first house along the ravine, and it turned into what we have today. So we're going to go inside and kind of take a tour of everything here. Sheep, chicken. So, first before we head in, this is indeed my nether portal. Should take us back to spawn, but I know we had some changes to that kind of recently. So, I had something where it spawned me in a wall in between somebody else's nether rail in the hub, and it got really weird. But anyway, this is the abode. I have a little mailbox out front here for people to leave me things, and it actually turned into a spot for me to leave this book and quill, which ended up being a kind of journal for all of my deaths on the server. I give them a date, I give them a little bit of a narrative, and I let other people on the server come by and laugh about them or own up to them or anything like that. And I don't know, I always had a lot of fun with that, and that's something I'll be continuing no matter the next time I play multiplayer, whether it's, whether we reset the server or whatever. This is the RAUSCH house. If you look up on the roof there, that was kind of a prank by two people here on the server, Sky8 Larlar and Mr. Marinus. They tried to come visit my house at night once, and with all the tree cover and apparently sparse torches, I think I'm pretty well lit, they were getting hit up pretty hard with zombies, especially in the new 1.6, so they went up on my roof and they made a giant torch trying to encourage me to light up my lands, and I like it. It looks like a really big chimney for a tiny house, so I'm gonna let that one stay. We go inside. Simple house. I'm not about, big illustrious design. I have a bed. I have a private chest here, and it's full of food and nothing else. Over here I've got my furnaces, my crafting table, and down here is where the house expands a bit. I have layered basements, different levels where each one is a different kind of storage, and I have it, if you're a fan of the old Pokemon video games for Game Boy, I have it set up like when you were in whatever big tower was in the game, where they say B1 for basement 1. I had that in the back of my head when I was digging all this out, and I really liked it. It's a shame I never really got it to the point I wanted to. I think B1 here is the most used, only because I have so much cobble, from all my mining. That would be because I completely tore apart an abandoned mine shaft. I have over here all the wood supplies. That's where all the fencing comes from. I completely tore apart a mine shaft. So this is just your general building materials level. We go down one more level and we are at B2, and this is for drops. You've got hostile mob drops, meow. You've got your non-hostile mob drops, meow. You've got slime because I'm in a swamp, but I've given most of it away. I should have a lot more than that. Over here, you've got dyes. Yay! You've got stuff that's found in nature, snow, plants, la 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 la. Farm goods, all that kind of stuff there. Carrots, potatoes, cocoa beans. And over here, non-precious minables, meaning not diamonds, not gold, stuff like that. All the coal, all the lapis and blocks, all the glowstone, that kind of stuff. And even more coal there. Lots and lots of coal. There are also diamonds and gold and things, but I'm not going to show you where I hide those in case other people on this server want to see this. I do hide them. This is my little pick chest here, and I got a couple of silk touch that I'm upset about because I really want to get another beast one like this. I know it's only fortune 2, but with the efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, that's my favorite kind of pick, only it fell apart, and I can't really get another one. All I have is fortune 2 right now. This server does not like me when I have 30 levels. It will give me silk touch anything. Over here, just general tools, all that kind of stuff. That's probably my most disorganized chest. I don't like it. Armor, yay! Broken stuff, woo! And weapons, woo! And this special little guy over here is a level 30 enchanted golden sword, looting 3, fire aspect 2, and sharpness 4. It's called Kelsey's Apology. Kelsey, aka Captain Kumquat, aka the lady who did my little RAUSCH head for my latest Game Dev Tycoon thumbnails. She killed me once when we were in the nether together for no reason whatsoever. Apparently there was a guy on the server who, I think the phrase is, he said, "Let's get weird," or "Let's make it weird," or something like that. And then he just proceeded to go absolutely insane and kill people and whatever. And they booted him from the server, I'm pretty sure, like right after that. I forget the story. It's been a while since she told me. But right after she told me that, she killed me and said, let's get weird, let's make it weird. So she gave me a golden sword as an apology, and I came back here and enchanted it and gave it a nice name, and I have never used it because gold goes way too fast. B4, we've got our forge and enchantment station. The forge over here, the anvil, not looking so hot, used it quite a bit for the renaming and such. And we've got what was eventually going to be our enchanting table and our bookshelf situation. Never quite dug that out. It would probably head off in the right direction here, because over here on the left, we have our random little netherwort farm. Yay! And we're going to go down one more time to B5. Okay. And B5 is our lab. This is where I was practicing with my redstone stuff, and I would come down here and smelt smooth stone for, you know, little stuff. I've got all the redstone I ever found here. I've got hoppers and dispensers and all things associated with redstone, repeaters, a crafting table, and through here we go into the real lab. That door, I like this door. I like it, but it's totally not the most efficient use of redstone ever. I really don't know much about redstone logic, and I'm kind of teaching myself without trying to look at other people's videos to directly cheat for ideas, you know? I really want to, like, teach myself. So this is, like, to get that simple door where the blocks go up and the blocks go down. Just like that. This redstone is really ugly. I don't even want to show you guys everything else I got going on back here. I'm not proud of it, but it got the job done, and it gave me a pretty cool door. So we're just gonna make that. I'm gonna close that back off with some smooth stone and pretend we never went in there. And then here, once we are actually in the lab, this area was gonna be all about redstone experiments. In this chest, that's where all of our smooth stone is from all our mining adventures. And I have actually used it for redstoning things. There's a building I made that I'm going to show you in a few moments that is, this whole area was dug out to be its redstone testing area. And I was pretty happy with the way it came out. I might repeat that design later on. Over here to the right, I don't know if any of you are also subscribers to iJevin, but I think it was when 1.5 was first released, there was that infinite diamonds glitch that required this obsidian setup. I set it up, and I never actually tried the glitch because I never made any TNT for it. But if you know what I'm talking about, I set this in the basement, and I was thinking, yeah, I'll use it. And then our server admin was saying, yeah, nobody would ever try to infinitely repeat their items here on the server, would they? Wink, wink. So, I don't know. I never did it. I didn't want to be a cheater. And then over here to the left, this is a natural cave I found while I was digging out the lab, and I actually wanted to move my whole home into this cave area. I really wanted this to be like the center. I wanted to be like, there's a statue of myself in this center block here going all the way up to surface level. I wanted to put like my bedroom down here and have it all tiered out the way it is, smooth out the walls and everything. And it's a project that just never crystallized, because once I started actively recording things for YouTube, my leisure Minecraft time here on the Society kind of fell by the wayside because I couldn't record on this server because they were playing in snapshots, and I couldn't use Optifine, and without Optifine I couldn't run recording software and play the game without it being too choppy for you guys to actually watch, because 2009 MacBook Pro. But this was something I always wanted to get done, and I'll be looking to do something like that in the future. And then if we came back here, this is just something I explored. I found this little underground lake, and I always like these things. I wanted to do something with it, and then I kept coming back here just looking for valuables and minables, and I think chasing a zombie noise one day, but never found it, gave up, went back the other way. La 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 la. So that is the entire, oh, it's not the entire basement, but the next part is the most boring part. There is our server message. Our server admin, we have a French and we have a Canadian. Bender and Osmosis. They're two very wonderful people, but the server message is in French. So coming down here, we're going to go all the way down to bedrock level, and this is my strip mining area. I am an avid strip miner. I don't ever put it on camera, but I do strip mine. I like to rob the land of resources. I like to find diamonds as quickly as humanly possible, because left to my own devices, I will never find them. So yeah, complicated maze of strip mines back here. There was a night where Me and my good buddy Voxillary, who hasn't been on the server in a while, and we miss him dearly. He's been moving. Um, we were kind of pranking each other to the point of absolute hostility, and I was here in my house smelting some stuff, and he actually snuck in and found his way into my basement and started laughing about it until he realized he was trapped, and I went down hunting him with a sword, and he was scared. He got lost in there. He did end up escaping, but yeah, that it escalated pretty quickly. But anyway, coming up out of the basement, we're now going to check out the backyard sitch, and we go into everyone else's least favorite part of my house. The sound lag with these chickens is insane, and I just continuously throw the eggs at the house and breed. 15 eggs, not a single chick, thank you. But in the chest, all the other eggs, seeds, feathers, all that stuff. It is my chicken farm. That is why chicken is always in my inventory. And I typically just latch on to the first animal I find in whatever biome I'm playing on. And in a swamp like this, chickens were the first. And they're the easiest for me to get to because you lure them with seeds. I mean, it's one of the easiest materials to find. So I set these up. This whole farming enclosure is something I did for the first time on this server, and I really like it. With your wooden fences all the way up, glass across the ceiling so spiders and things don't drop in, and your little overhang of stone so spiders can't eclipse and climb over. Really like this setup, and we'll definitely be doing this again. It's pretty similar to the one that I used on the my old as of 2 weeks ago, 1.5.2 playthrough for Thursday night Minecraft for my little chats. The same kind of setup. I just never got around to actually cooking the glass to put on top of the sheep enclosure. But heading right back through the chicken coop here, we come into my wheat farm, which gets a lot of use, as if I run out of chicken, I eat bread, I get the seeds here, I use the seeds to breed chickens and throw their eggs, and sometimes there are upwards of 60 chickens in this coop, and I can barely even move without it lagging out on me, which is hysterical. We're going to go back out here, and this is pretty much just my general farm area. There's my infinite water source. Yay. Over here we have my sheep. I had a lot more colors than this, but they tend to glitch out of... Let me see. Can I get this in there? Booyakasha. No hatch, though. They tend to glitch out of the fence and run away, and it's almost impossible to lead them back through this door here. So, unfortunately, we have lost a few. I'm looking to find a better way to keep animals in place in future playthroughs, and there's something I'm pretty interested in with the new leads and horse mechanic and keeping them tied up to fence posts that I will try in the future. Over here we have my cow farm, and this took me forever because there were no cows anywhere near this swamp, but now that I have them, I love them. They also glitch out of these fences very regularly. They always leave me at least 2, though. They are conscientious of the fact that I do need to breed them to continue to survive. And in that chest there, can I reach it? I can reach it. Just leather and wheat for breeding, stuff like that. The beef I cook immediately and carry with me. This is a tree I planted in a hole to commemorate my first ever creeper explosion on my property. Moving right along. This is the one jungle tree on this property that I planted on purpose so that I could have a little cocoa bean farm, and now I have way too many cocoa beans because I don't make cookies and I only ever dyed 1 sheep brown right over there. So I don't even know why I continue to mine them. Here I have my little pumpkin farm. I always wanted to make it bigger, but I wanted to get it started as well, and frankly I still get pretty good numbers from it, so it's efficient. They grow very fast up against the water like that, but I do want to expand that at some point. And my slightly larger but still little melon farm as well. If I ever actually get into potion making on a large level, this is going to have to expand. And then we'll come over to the limits of my farm over here, because these are the last 2 resources I was able to gather. Potatoes and carrots. They did take me a while to find, but once I found them, the farm got going pretty easily, and same kind of setup, glass ceiling, water down the center, typical farm stuff, nothing big deal there. Again, not huge into redstone, so I never really considered automating. I kind of like the look of a manual farm as opposed to something where you just push a button and it all falls down a chute. I like to actually see the dirt and the stuff planted and harvest it and get the sense of achievement from it. Somehow there's a mushroom growing through stone brick, and I've never wanted to break it. I just leave it there. It's fun. So we are done with the tour of the property. It's mainly an underground base when you think about it, aside from obviously the farms, but everything is low to the ground. you know, one story up top. It's like a lakefront cottage, if anything, and I always really kind of like it that way. I don't like building grandiose castles and making sure the symmetry's right. I just like little easy things with hidden subterranean Johns. I'm only gonna do more and more of those in the future. I really want to work on redstone doors and stuff like that. But we're gonna head over this way, as we've got a little bit time left in this video, a little bit of time. There's a slime ball or two that I will take with me. Yay! And we're going to come up over here. These 4 pieces of cobble mark off the spot where the, what am I talking about? The mine shaft that I was mentioning earlier was located. If we come down into this little cave system, which I, you know, found by accident, and we come all the way down here, and then we make this right turn at Albuquerque, we head over this way, and there we are. We're at mine shaft. Why would I never get this iron? Because I never cleared out the top part here. Nope, that's the one part I never got to. Huh. Well, that's a project for another day. But everything else, just completely sterile, wood-free hallways. This is what I do to mine shafts. Because I find the wood to be very valuable without having to start a full-on tree farm. I come in, I completely destroy and dismantle, take every piece I can. If there's anything left over, it's because I have not explored what's either under or over it yet. But for the most part, this is not what your average mine shaft looks like. This required a lot of work, lots of near deaths, and so many hundreds of cave spiders and their insidious little spawners. But for whatever reason, I did it. I cleared it. I'm happy with it. And I kind of wanted to build something down here in these tunnels. I just was never really sure what. That's going to be something I do the next time I find a mine shaft. Maybe, you know, a rail line and some kind of, like, automated theme park. What am I thinking of? When I was a kid, I used to love, around Christmas time, when people turn, like, giant green lots into awesome Christmas light displays, if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe something like that, but we're going to go back up. Because there's one more thing I want to show you, and we have concluded the grounds of RAUSCH here on the Society server. Let me just cover my slightly unfinished dig out back up real quick so I remember where it is. And this is my restaurant. So we're going to come over here. There's a walkway along the shoreline from my little cottage. Hungry, thirsty, low standards? Keep on walking. Come up here. The Vindictive Times gives it a 5 out of 6.7. This used to be called the Vindictive Society. That's what that comes from. So good I forgot to chew. BYO Pepto. And then we come up here, and this is it. It's pretty ugly. It's pretty lopsided with the weird chimney over there and nothing on the left-hand side. You walk in. There we go. Welcome to the Chicken Pit. That's the name for it. Home of swamp water and Cajun chicken carcasses, the finest delicacy on the Society server. So our floor is hideous. Our tables and chairs are mismatched and large and bulky. Over here, now this is my little redstone contraption here. You've got your bar where you're basically standing under a dispenser. Again, I'm not a big brewer, so these are all just water bottles. They were going to be potions eventually, but if you stand on this, there goes one, yay! And you pick it up and you drink it, and I bet it's delicious. Yeah, let's drink it right now. Wonderful. Do not fill that up with the water from outside. And if you actually go over to the bar, you've got my bartenders, trapped for eternity, and redstone that you probably shouldn't be able to see, but whatever. Those guys just kind of hang out down there. I don't like how low they are, but any higher and they could easily jump up and escape, as I noticed several times cleaning snow out of everything. So, c'est la vie. Over here, I've got your music player, into which we will play Wait. Let's get that going right now for the mood. And that was just the chest for materials. I request that people put their empty glasses back here, and I will oblige myself. And we go out back here, and this is the Chicken Pit's little back lake deck, which I really do like with my sun chairs. I thought these came out pretty well. Again, I wish I had been using a different material than just, you know, oak wood planks back here, but I wasn't at a very creative point. We've got our little cabana with yet another bartender who is trapped lest he should escape. You can't actually get any waters out here, though. So the chimney over there, the lopsided chimney that makes no sense, that houses the redstone for the dispenser from the floor pressure plate. Just kind of goes up and up and up and up and up in whatever logic gate that is. I forget the name for it, but One of the simpler ones. And then if you come over here, we have our food. This is our kitchen. You push the button here, you get your food. You push the button here, you send the cart back. What I mean by that is you push it, here comes food. There's your cart. You reach in the chest. You reach in the chest. You reach in the chest. I hate this. This, I don't understand why it doesn't work. I guess it's because I have slabs over it, but that's annoying. There it goes. Okay, it worked that time. And it comes up with cooked chicken, any random number between 2 and 4. And then you push this button and it returns the cart. So obviously we have to go check out what this is all about. We're going to do that and then we're going to end the episode because that is the extent of things I have built here on the society. Over here is where that guy, Voxillary, I mentioned, who hasn't been on in a while, set up my fireworks display to commemorate the opening of my restaurant. I was happy. But we're going to come up over this hill through all my torched woodland. Drop. Drop. And we're going to come back around this way. And where am I? Well, there used to be an entrance. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. Ah, camouflage. Push the button. Entrez-vous. Faster, though, or else you get stabbed by it. And you come back here, and you've got the redstone for the cart and everything, as well as the door back here, which is totally not a science I have perfected. They hurt. But you come back over here, and when you push your food button, you get a signal, gets sent all the way out along here, right until the point where it just about dies. It hits that, and it sends the cart going, because the cart is already full of chicken coming out of this chest, which needs to be filled, but you've also got the hopper there, you've got the chest itself. This sends the signal to the hopper, cuts it off, allows it to drop a few, and then very simply, when you tell it to push the cart back, that turns off, that turns on, and it shoots all the way back here until it hits this other redstone rail underneath. So, there we go. That is, as mentioned, the extent of my building here on the society. Now, this isn't necessarily a question from me to you. Really, the answer to this depends more on how the people on the server vote. But if we are indeed to continue playing on this map without resetting it, I still have plenty of room to do things. I mean, I'm still relatively new to the server. Oh yeah, I love my roof. It's nice. No, I am still relatively new to this server, and I have plenty of creativity for projects. I really did want to finish off the Swamp Village, and I feel like I could have some fun doing that. But on the same token, I am in favor of a reset, just because I would love to see us all start from point zero. If we do indeed do a reset, expect to see something along this line as part of whatever builds I go for. I like the redstone I have back there works, and I mean, some of you may be more redstone experts than I am, but it's like whenever you make something on your own that works and you didn't like look up a cheat guide or like someone else's strategy for it, you just took your own knowledge and made it happen, you tend to love that thing no matter how ugly it is. So that's my feeling on that redstone back there. I did that, nobody helped me, I figured out a way to make it all work, and it actually is like really, really workable. But that is everything I have. We're gonna head inside here, and we're going to watch that sunset out past our spawn portal. And I'm going to say, from this point on, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Minecraft on Thursday nights. Depending on how fast this vote happens, on whether or not we reset, maybe we'll be back here on the Society, or whatever name it has, next week. I have 2 mini-series completely recorded, one of which I will upload at will. The other one I'm uploading with a pretty large number of other people, so we're going to be doing that on a set schedule. But if next Thursday I don't have any other option, like if we haven't finished voting here yet and I'm not sure if I want to start a new project, then I'm going to start uploading the first mini-series I have. I should get about 5 episodes out of that, and it was a lot of fun. I recorded it with Mr. Toasterman, one of the guys here on the Society, so look forward to that if there's nothing else going on. Otherwise, you guys have a great night. I am going to finish my beer and I'm going to go to bed. It's quite late. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.